Hey, 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 Sakpase, Belmubani, beautiful people, Kijon Uye, how you be, how are you? I hope this message finds you well, this podcast finds you well today. This is going to be a different type of episode. There's no intro. I'm coming straight at you to check in and see how you be. I'm going to be popping in with these random messages of well-being check-ins. So this is my well-being check-in for today. The day of me recording this is 11/11. So happy 11/11. Those who are into numerology know the significance of this day, of the 11 energy, of the idealist, as my numerologer likes to say, the energy of 11. So let's tap into that. Let's tap into the cosmic weather, cosmic check-in before we do the actual well-being check-in, where I just check in and kind of share with you what's been going on and how I'm being and how I am being well, and all the tools, all the things that are helping me to ground in this moment to be well. So when we think about the number 11, this is the idealist. This is the justice card in the tarot. This is 11, the 11th house, the humanitarian. 9 is the humanitarian, but I'm thinking of humanitarian for the collective, 9 house, Aquarius, the collective energy. It's very utopian energy. The energy of the 11 is the idealist. So the ability to be able to kind of step out of a space and kind of look in like an eagle's eye or a bird's eye view of things. And when I think about number 11, I look back to my own personal chart, and 11 pops up as my personality. In numerology, you have your big 3 and or your significant 6, my numerologist likes to say. And it's part of those numbers of your destiny that's, pulled in from your name, from your birthday, from all of these different things. My personality, which is my outer crust, and the way the world interacts, and the way I kind of interact with others and take in information, is known as your personality in numerology. So your personality in numerology. And your personality in numerology, to calculate the personality number in your chart, you take your birth name, your full name, and it's assigned, each continent is assigned a specific number, and then you add those up, and this equals your personality. So again, this is like the image you project on the world, the first impression you make. It's also known as the carrier of gifts you give to the world, you offer to the world. And for me, that energy is 11. So if I think about 11 in my personal chart, it's being able to see the world from a larger perspective and inspire creativities and find ways to create justice. So for the way that I see the world and see the larger picture, I am able to find creative ways to make space for justice, which I'm all about. In order to create justice, I know that I must yield to the reality of what is, and my own perception can create the ideal environment for my wellness. So thinking of the ideal wellness, well-being, right? And my business public persona is also an idealist. So that meaning Zen Wellness Space is able to see the ideal outcome of situations and all of the clients that come in through my doors, and able to create change for my community, for my tribe. Idealists experience the world through their own intuitions, elevating the journey of the peacemaker, which is number 2, to one that is leadership through love and service. And that's definitely something that I try to do within my Zen wellness space. And knowing that my business is also a master builder, the number 22. So we're seeing these master numbers with 11 and 22 within the work that I do as the cosmic doula. Also affirms that I'm not only to see the ideal situations for my community, for my environment, but I'm able to build on it. Also, Zen Wellness Space is that master builder creates a space for those to come in and find stability, to access their own roots, and to nurture their own self-sufficiency. So that's what I hope, that people enter my space, listen to my podcast, tap into my notions, watch me on YouTube. I hope that I create spaces. All of those spaces are spaces where people can find sustainability, to access their own roots, their own foundation, in order to nurture their own self-sufficiency, So happy 11/11, y'all. Create and manifest the ideal environment for yourself that can create justice, not only for you, but those in your community and the world as well. So I'm breaking through with this information, and I've had so many insights today, and that's no surprise because the sun is transiting into gate 43, the gate of insights, the gate of breakthrough. This is a Scorpio gate, right? So we're talking about degrees 18 to 24. This is located in the ajna, in the third eye, in the mind's eye. Some say this vibe is all about knowing, exceptional knowing through awareness before it happens. So this is knowing what's going to happen before it happens. This is the gift, clear visions and dreams. In order to activate this energy, you tune into the ideas that are coming through, that are flowing through, in order to create a breakthrough. This is when you're vibing high with this energy, you're receiving a new vision, the messenger, breaking through, having deep trust and clear knowing. Vibing low with this energy, you're not wanting for an invitation. You're not waiting for an invitation. And you hear your own voice and shutting others' intuitive gifts and just projecting your own ideas without waiting for an invitation. This is a projector gate, so it needs an invitation. It needs to be seen. You need to be seen and recognized for your insights, for your exceptional knowing. And then once you are seen and recognized, those breakthroughs can happen. This is the genius that's ahead of its time. And I just laugh because my last name is Genius. I'm Genius Hill. I had to forever remain a genius even after I got married. And I'm just thinking back to what I've reflected on these last couple of weeks, and what a lot of people have reflected back to me, is this genius energy that lies within my spirit, this gate 43 energy, this insight to breakthrough that lies within me. Oftentimes I see ahead of my time and people don't understand me. People don't get what I'm saying because I'm so ahead of my time. And that is this gate 43 energy. So this is what the world, the earth is experiencing on this line one day on 11/11. Come on now. Line 1 is all about investigation. So investigate and see where this falls in your chart. See what intuitive hits are coming to you at this time. And ground in assimilation, in simplicity, because the earth is traveling in gate 23. And this brings forth what is known, integrates it through expression. So this gate 23, has a beautiful way of structuring ideas and sharing them in a simple way. So I'm hoping that's what I can do with this podcast, with all the intuitive insights, breakthrough energy that I'm having since I've woken up this morning. I'll be dropping Substacks, podcasts, all these things that have been channeled into me, but I'm grounding in ways, and I'm hoping that I'm able to share these in a simplistic way, to structure my ideas and share them in a simple way. The lesson with this gate is to know when know when it's the right time to do so, to be heard by those who are ready to hear it and will appreciate the insight. This is the gate of the divine translator. The divine translator. And both of these energies are a part of individual circuitry, which is all about the true self that leads to positive change in a positive environment. So it's that energy, that individual circuitry. So needing to know, not needing to necessarily explain yourself, but needing to know yourself. And by knowing yourself, you naturally impact the environment. So this is all about embracing endings as we ground into the knowing that leads to new beginnings. So if we're thinking about this 9 collective cycle, we are almost to the end. We are almost to the end of this Gregorian calendar. So how I'm seeing it and how I'm visualizing it, bear with me, it's kind of nasty. I'm thinking of it as a constipation moment. We are in the moment. If you haven't already released what needed to be released during this 9 years, you're constipated. You're stopped up. You're cranky. You're not grounded. You're feeling all of the feels. My friend, this is your invitation. Projector energy, you need to be invited, right? I recognize that within you, and I invite you to release in order to embrace the new beginning. This transit, this insight is giving you the intuitive knowing, the intuitive hits that you need in order to illuminate what needs to be seen, what needs to be broken through, so that we can start anew. Gate 43 and 23 creates and forms a channel, the Genius to Freak channel, traditionally known as the channel of structuring. Again, projected gate, seen, recognized, and invited. The Genius to Freak, needing to communicate yourself in a way that helps people see your genius so that you or they can take action on the wisdom based on the opinions that you share. The gift of this is the genius. Speaking your genius mind leads to those that are ready to see your gifts, leads to the manifestation in the real world through the mind. Bringing voice to that inner knowing. And the last cosmic check-in that's going to lead me to my How I Be wellness being check-in is the last quarter moon in Leo. Y'all know I love me a lunar cycle family. Looking at the whole lunar 2.5 years lunar cycle family. So this particular lunar cycle started August 16, 2023, with the new moon in Leo at 20 degrees Leo. So we know in the new moons we are planting seeds. So when I look back, I go back to the seeds that were planted in August 16, 2023. And interestingly enough, this is right after my first initiation into Haitian voodoo. I did my lave tete, right? And there's a couple of affirmations that I will share in regards to the seeds that were planted around this time during this Leo new moon. And to know, for me, as a Virgo rising, Leo rules my 12th house, the cosmic void. I speak all about this and what's been illuminated to me on my Substack. So feel free to check that out. I'll be sure to link that here. But the seeds that were planted was, I take the stick of denial and bitterness that left me stuck and motionless. Understanding grief lubricates the wheels of change. I open my heart to feeling the loss and processing the grief, honoring emotions and feelings that bubble up to the surface. With that newfound awareness, understanding, I allow my open heart to guide me as I continue my journey with grace, flow, and equanimity. Even just thinking about this affirmation, the seed that I planted back in 2023, and now as we enter the last culmination in the integrated lessons and the closing of this cycle, this is motherfucking breakthrough energy. This is that genius to freak energy, right? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. The seeds that I'm having this revelation right now with y'all. This is that energy. This is the time where I said I'm taking responsibility for my own life, my own daily actions toward my goals, through embracing my heart's intentions. Leo rules the heart. I have the power to create the destiny I desire. I release stuck old habits. I deserve to be seen and powerful and as tender. After deactivating old structures of family patterns and belief, I can then activate my own soul's unique wisdom and develop emotional safety by releasing with the moon. Thinking about the 12th house, I think about grief. I talked earlier about the grief. I take the stick of denial and bitterness that left me stuck emotionally. Understanding grief lubricates the wheels of change. I can open my heart to feel. So when we're navigating that 12th house, that grief space, I see it as a grief space. I talk about this in my Substack. The cosmic void, the grief space before we manifest into a new being, right? Aries, head first, through the ring of fire. First, I need to understand grief, the grief that lubricates the wheels of change in order to be birthed. So fast forward, May 15, 2024. First quarter moon. This is a time, the first quarter moon, 20 degrees in Leo, is when we're asked to take action. We're asked to pivot to make sure that we are in line with our new moon intentions. So during this time, I was planning to go to Haiti. I was in this container where we were supposed to go and do this retreat to Haiti. This was right around the time of the many civil unrest in Haiti, but where actually you weren't allowed to fly into Haiti. And so, but before I knew all of that, I was still trying to get to Haiti. I knew I needed to get to Haiti. And I created a rest registry to use my gifts to allow people to pour into me, whether that be through donation via my rest registry, or even just asking for that was a huge step for me. It took bravery, took courage to ask for the funds to go to make this pilgrimage back to my homeland. I knew that it was time, take action, time to pivot, to use the resources that I have to my direct power to get to where I needed to be. So the gifts that I have through card divination, the gifts that I have through my cosmic doulership, using those to help fund me to get to the seeds that I planted during the new moon. Now was the time to share the gifts of fame with others. That's the message that Spirit gave to me, for me to take action, for me to pivot. Now it was my time to share my gift with others, to share my fame with others. And have no patience. They told me, they made it very clear, have no patience for those who disregard your presence. Your sole aspiration is to be recognized and celebrated for your unique skills and talents. And those who are ready for your unique skills and talents will celebrate you, will see you, will recognize you, will invite you in. Fast forward February of this year, February 12th, 2025. We come into this full moon and we release what no longer serves us. We're asked to release what no longer serves us. I did a podcast episode with Shishetta. I'll make sure that I link it there. But this was all about being seen for who I am. I was finally feeling like I was being seen for who I am, understanding my natural rhythms of needing to hermit, to be called out, to be invited out to share my wisdom, and to knowing and finally feeling and understanding that that is okay. This is an affirmation, I am now working on being seen for who I am and gathering compliments and prepping myself mentally to share them publicly. Where am I being called to take center stage? Spirit was telling me through card divination. And with that card divination, I did this whole new thing on Substack, where I channeled messages for each human design time. So that was very illuminating to me. That was Spirit again reminding me of ways that I can be of service in community, way that I can use my intuitive gifts and shine my applied knowledge, and to allow my sacred fire to burn a little bit brighter. You know what's in Leo for me? The only thing that I have in Leo, well, that I know of, I can probably expand my chart even more. But the one thing that I have in Leo that I know is Vesta. And when you think about Vesta, you think about the hearth of the home. You think about that internal violet flame that forever burns. Spirit was reminding me of this. It was illuminating. It was being asked to involve my partnership with Spirit and card divination as a guide and resource, as a tool to help others. Some affirmations that I had during the cycle. Ooh, it's a long one, so bear with me. This full moon, I'm releasing all the narratives of doing the most. I step into my empowered magician phase, activating my wand as I shine brightly on my stage, communicating unapologetically Spirit's channeled message for those that are open and ready to receive. As the shining star filled with depth, I recognized for my gifts in healing others through my empowered words, and inviting those who are receptive to experiment with the channeled information I share. Encourage them to take their power back into their own hands by knowing and understanding and appreciating their cosmic blueprint. Moving past emotional blocks, I honor my emotional waves, recognizing what's coming up while allowing myself to use that information to respond and inform when necessary. I honor my emotional waves by communicating my emotions in the now, knowing my gift is sacred. I allow myself to communicate with ease, filled with peace, filled with ways that bring satisfaction to all that are involved. I release judgment of myself and feel liberated enough to speak when I feel called. Understanding that knowing that others will be open to receive when they are ready. I release myself from the shackles of playing small. Now is the time to let myself shine. Thank you, full moon in Leo. Rise up and be seen and embrace my higher calling. I move past the fear of expressing my true emotions by releasing past wounds of not feeling seen, heard, and misunderstood from my authority figures and my peers and the public lies. I activate my wand by sharing my emotions unapologetically, knowing my intuition speaks through my emotions, understanding through my expression. My emotions live and are the key to my North Star and my soul mission. I now allow myself to be witnessed through the worlds while attracting soul-aligned friendships, partnerships, and relationships that empower my true, authentic self as I empower them to return. Aware of my sacred power, I am able to use it to be well resourced enough to enjoy the pleasures of my heart's desires, resourced enough that I am able to provide resources for my community through the overflow. Woo! Could you feel all the magic in there? Could you feel all the Leo in there? Could you feel all the human design in there? Could you feel all of it in there? Ooh, that was a powerful release. That was a powerful full moon. Now, as we come today on 11/11, we come to the final culmination where the lessons have been integrated and the closing of this cycle that started back in 2023. I mentioned in my reflection, my 11/11 reflection, 1 + 1 is 3, my rasa reflection, that I give thanks to the seeds that were planted back in 2023. They are blooming and they are manifesting now for me to be able to be seen and be okay with taking a seat in that throne. I'm okay. I'm okay with no longer hiding my light, with no longer dimming my light, but knowing where my light is valued, knowing what safe space it is to shine, and knowing that I am that girl. And I also give thanks because this was my final assignment. This was my open mic. This Leo cycle reflection for my Griot and Gumbo class that I ended yesterday. I can't even begin. That's a whole nother podcast. All of the gems and that, all of the wisdom, all of the community, all of the depth that was shared within the space. Oh my goodness, I give thanks. I give thanks. I give thanks. I give thanks. For my spirits, for guiding me to this course, for the timing of this course, for the leader that held the container, for the beautiful souls that were in the container with me. I give thanks. I give thanks because this was a beautiful culmination to this Leo 12th house lunar cycle. I had the pleasure and honor to attend Griot and Gumbo, a 6 weeks course where we would meet every Monday for 2 hours through short lectures and videos, groups discussion, held by Mambo Dr. Kadira Monet Martin. She has over 20 years as a Black American and Haitian Voodoo scholar of language, race, and religion. This course, Griot and Gumbo, was a series of spiritual genealogy and reflection to help me and others discern our own. Thank you, Mambo. Thank you. For that ability to make it our own. For the safe space to allow to make it our own. To discern our own unique praise and worship rituals. We were guided and we were given the foundation through text and video, music and artistic expressions. We learned about the historical relationship between Black Americans and Haitians, and realizing that it's fundamental to each element of Haitian culture and understanding Vodou. Again, thinking back to where the seeds were planted post my lave tete to where I am now, I give thanks. 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 Because I'm in a whole new space from where I started. A whole new space from where I started 2 years ago during my lave tete, 2.5 years ago, where those seeds were planted. I've developed a portfolio of resources to help anchor me in my spiritual journey, not only through the Griot and Gumbo class, which was like the beautiful nail in the gede coffin. I don't know why I want to say that, but hey, it came through. I give thanks. I give thanks. I give thanks. That's my check-in, y'all. That is my check-in. The last thing, no, I'll save this as a teaser. I was going to share Jupiter is going retrograde. It's retrograde back in Cancer. Jupiter is the planet of philosophy, of higher knowledge, of truth. Sagittarius, Mercury, is also retrograde in Sagittarius, ruled by Jupiter, which speaks of philosophy, truth, higher knowledge. What is your truth? It's time to ground in that new foundation and reflect on your own truth, on your own philosophy. And that's what this Leo moon cycle did for me. I'm changed. I respond differently now. I shine differently now. And for this, I give thanks. That's my check-in. That's how I'm being. There's some other things that are going on. I'm navigating my human design cycle. I think I'm going to dedicate a special podcast episode to that. So if y'all interested, make sure y'all subscribe to the podcast. If you're watching on YouTube, hit the notification bell so you'll be notified every time I drop something, because I don't have a cadence. I respond when I emotionally feel ready, when my spleen is ready, or if I have if this Genius to Freak channel is activated and the sun is in gate 43 and the earth is in gate 23. But I hope my reflection, my well-being check-in has sparked some things for you, rabbit holes and things for you to go down. Maybe it's an invitation for you to look at the Leo new moon cycle and how that has been for you, the seeds that were planted in August 16th, 2023, the action, the first quarter that was asking you to pivot in May 15th, 2024, or the full moon illumination that happened in February 12th of this year, and then today. Where has it led you? What's the final culmination? What's the final lesson you've learned? For me, I'm ready to take the seat in the throne. And I feel ready to be seen for those that are ready to see and recognize me and invite me in. I love y'all so much. Sending you so much heart, Leo love your way. Let me know how this resonated for you. Feel free to give me a comment, share it with a friend that you think might resonate, and many, many, many 11/11 blessings.